Gut health, the new buzzword.
It actually means is that what you're eating can either be a poison or a medicine. Some of the stuff which is toxic to your body, the gut will get injured because the gut lining is your main immune. The things that should be expelled in your potty are actually coming back. If you don't poop every day, you're keeping those toxins back.
Stress and gut health are interlinked.
If you're gut happy, you can really be very productive.
Mental health भी
Gut से related.
gut से related है.
Totally. हर टाइम anxiety में नहीं रहना. Take a break. I mean, I'm not saying don't work, but take a break.
Hormonal health, PCOS or PCOD. Can this be reversed?
PCOD is totally a thing of lifestyle.
That you're Randeep's elder sister. How did Randeep lose 35 kgs so quickly for his new movie?
For him to lose weight was more difficult and unhealthy. But he wanted to do it because he's a method actor. So he said, Anju, tu kara de, nahi to main ja raha hu kisi aur ke paas.
He's your first director. So how was that dynamics?
There was one scene in the movie where first take and Randeep was amazed. He said, मुझे direct ही नहीं करना पड़ा. And he had that respect for me, more respect for me, that my sister pulled off this long scene in first take.
What does the hashtag becauseshecan mean to you?
मैंने एक बात तो कहनी पड़ेगी. इस सेट पे आकर मैंने जो खुशी हो रही है, इससे पहले नहीं हुई.
So in today's episode, we deep dive into nutrition, gut health, anxiety and stress, and many more such issues with celebrity doctor, Dr. Anjali Hooda. And by the way, did all of you like me grow up having a crush on handsome Randeep Hooda? She's also the one responsible for his dramatic transformation for his new directorial debut, Swatantra Veer Savarkar. So let's dive into this supercharged episode with Dr. Hooda.
Thank you, Stuti, for having me here.
Dr. Hooda, you're so inspiring. So we're of course going to talk about the right food and nutrition with you. But I also want to talk to you a lot about your incredible journey, inspiring journey. So starting with that, आप doctor हैं, but you're also a mother, you're a homemaker, you're a caregiver to your aging in-laws and parents. And most recently, you're an actor. You've had your movie debut. So how do you juggle all these different roles in life?
I think for all women, these roles come in your phases. So when you're starting out, you're not so, you don't have so many responsibilities. But after marriage, definitely your responsibilities increase because the in-laws are in the picture, the kids are in the picture. And so slowly, I think God gives women that strength from somewhere. I don't know from where it comes that you do everything. And for me, career has been very important. I would have never sacrificed my career. So I had to do a little more balancing side by side for that. And I could do it. I have a very supportive family. My parents always supported my career moves.
That matters a lot.
Yeah, because I was only MBBS when I got married.
And are you a first generational doctor?
No, my father's a surgeon. So
your father's a surgeon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So after MBBS, it was like, it's done, get married. You know? So then I said, no, it doesn't work like that. For me, I need more.
And then you went ahead after your MBBS.
And I got married, then had a kid, first kid. And then I did my MD. It was almost like a 3-4 year break after the MBBS. And then I did my MD internal medicine in the US.
Yeah.
That's again a challenging situation where you have to give exams to go to another country again.
Yes.
And it was a difficult spot to get, but I got it. I think God has been very great.
But that's amazing again, like with a young child, and like how I love that, you said you chose to take a break. And that's what I want to say to a lot of women. That's also okay. That you can take a break to raise your children, and you can always go back to studying and pursuing your
there's never
dreams.
In fact, I was quite older in the batch for MD.
Yeah.
And everybody respected me for that I took time off to give birth to my first child, took time to, breastfeed and
Yeah.
take a little back step, and got my home organized. And then, of course, my mother-in-law was very supportive, so she was always a working woman.
Yeah.
And she raised 3 kids very well. So I took inspiration. I said, if she could do it, I can do it.
I love that. But आपने MD in internal medicine किया, and then you chose to go into functional
Then I
medicine.
went into obesity medicine.
Okay.
And after obesity medicine, I still couldn't close, the dots.
Okay.
I've still felt there's something still missing. So then I found that gut was the answer to all this. And then I chose functional medicine. Again, that was a 2-year thing and a certification exam and all that. Takes time.
What
But
is functional
functional
medicine?
medicine is basically going to the root cause of a problem.
Okay.
Why are you having anything? So it matches a little bit of Ayurveda also, because there is a body type in Ayurveda. Functional, we are talking about more gut. We're talking about where is the disease coming from.
Yeah.
So if you answer where it is coming from, so it's no more based on just a prescription. Now it's based on finding the cause and treating the cause, which is causing the problem.
Yes. You yourself have had a very inspiring journey when it comes to weight transformation.
Yes.
So, wo kaise, how did that help you?
I was a chubby kid. Okay, I was a chubby kid, but I was a swimmer. So, and I got into national swimming. Obviously, that kept the weight in check. But once you stop, your diet remains that voracious.
Correct.
And then after my first child, I became like another person. I just ballooned up into 103 kilo woman. And I mean, of course, I've done every damn yo-yo dieting on this planet. You ask me.
Yeah, which is the weirdest
Which is the
one you've
weirdest.
done.
And of course, then I did everything, all the stupid thing to lose weight, and never focused on building muscle, which was, I think, one of the worst things that I've done. I did it for like 7-8 years. I didn't build muscle. I went on the keto and I did all that. I lost the weight, but I never felt strong. And I would fall sick a lot. And then I realized, when I did functional medicine, I realized, oh my God, if I go back to my roots, I was a normal baby, but I was basically fed on a lot of sugar, unknowingly, because parents give you sugar all the time. They make you drink so much milk, and I didn't know I was lactose intolerant until like a very adult life. So I was drinking a lot of milk, and I was brought up in a way there was no vegetables, there was juices, a lot of fruit juices, and literally parathas, ghee. That's doodh dahi. This is Haryana. So, but then I realized that if you need a permanent weight loss solution, there is to be some changes from your gut. So that's when I started working on my own gut first, while doing the functional medicine course. It takes about a year or two to finish it. Anti-aging sort of then became, for me, it became about eating what. Everything is related to what you put in your mouth.
Yes.
So every disease that we have is due to stress or eating the wrong things. And the wrong things vary for people.
Yeah.
So people always say, oh, avocado is very good, and people say, oh, ghee is very good. Okay, fine, but there has to be individualistic approach to this.
Yeah.
So when I look at all these Instagram reels where people are saying, do this, do that, it's not. It's very personalized.
Yeah.
It is a personalized precision medicine.
I love that, because I mean, it's so hard to follow the trends, right? Every day there's a superfood, and every day. But like, I love that you said that ghee might be good for you, but not for me. It has to be individualized and personalized. But you touched upon gut, and this is like the new buzzword, gut health.
I know.
Har jagah hai.
Yeah.
But what does it actually mean, like gut health?
Yeah, I'll tell you what gut क्यों बोलते हैं सब लोग, because gut हमारा बहुत बड़ा है. It's so long that the absorptive area of our gut is like, it's for meters and meters and meters, right? We're all small intestine is just folded inside, but it's very long if you open it.
Yeah.
So what it actually means is that what you're eating can either be a poison or a medicine. So when you're eating that stuff, some of the stuff which is toxic to your body, the gut will get injured because the gut lining is your main immunity,
Yes.
right? So that lining gets hurt due to the wrong foods or wrong things that you eat, and even stress can make the gut lining go bad. So then I realized that those toxins are actually the things that should be expelled in your potty are actually coming back
into the gut.
back into the gut. They're being
Okay.
reabsorbed because of the damage of the gut lining.
Yeah.
So that's why if you don't poop every day, you're keeping those toxins back.
Yeah.
So constipation, when
All the
people,
toxins,
the
yeah.
toxins are not coming out.
Yeah.
So we have to poop every day. It's like one of
Yeah.
my mentors said, if you don't poop snakes, you don't have a good gut. So you have to poop snakes.
So guys, watch out for that.
Yeah, poop. I always look at my potty. I always see how healthy or unhealthy it is for me to guide my next few days.
So what are those things
So
that you look for?
I look for whether it should be solid. It should be
Okay.
like a snake. And if
Yeah.
it's not like that, and if it is like sort of bikhar jati hai, right?
हाँ.
And you can see
Loose
some
motion.
loosey stomach
हाँ.
kind of potty, or there's fat floating. I'm sorry, I'm doing so much potty talk. But you have to look at your poop. But it's important.
And this is one of the things we don't talk about, but it's so important for us. So please go.
Yeah. A healthy poop should be light brown, not light brown, like a brown, like this brown, this
Okay.
skin, and it should be solid like a snake, because that's how your intestine is. So it should any other way. If there are pieces, it's wrong. If it's split, it's wrong. If there's mucus, it's wrong.
I love that. Like, I never knew that's actually one thing which is in our control, and that's actually a measure of your gut.
Yeah, and if it's dark, you might be
Yeah.
bleeding somewhere inside.
And but how do you, like you said, stress? And I've read a lot about like stress and gut health are interlinked.
Totally.
So how can you work on that with the right nutrition?
So to explain why gut and stress is related, so there is a gut mind connection. There's a good book also out there. I forget the author, but it's a good book. When you're stressed out, you're secreting your body starts secreting some toxins in your body, like leukotrienes, bad leukotrienes, and those injure your gut lining. And because of that, also remember that gut has 70% of serotonin receptors, the happy hormone.
70%.
70%. It's not here, it's here.
That's why they say it's your second brain.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
think
reason.
I think it should be called the first brain.
Okay.
If you're gut happy, you can really be very productive. If the poop is stuck, trust me, whole day goes bad.
Then you're stuck.
Then you're stuck.
Also.
Yeah, you're stuck.
Yeah.
So you need to. So gut has so many happy hormone receptors, and the stress directly injures those receptors, and you start getting into things like depression, anxiety, those things, and then there's stress.
Yeah.
And then you're probably in stress, you're eating wrong.
Yes.
So there's a cycle that continues. Yeah. So that cycle itself gives rise to so many diseases. Like if you see a lot of depression in diabetic people, because the gut is really poor and nobody addresses the gut.
That's very interesting that I never knew कि mental health भी
gut
से related है.
Totally. इसीलिए मेरे patients को मैं I'll tell them de-stress करो. हर टाइम anxiety में नहीं रहना. We're all sometimes we're in this fight and flight mode.
Or freeze.
I mean, generally, or free, whatever. I mean, like there is this hormone called adrenaline.
Yes.
If you're hyper, your adrenaline was supposed to give you a fight or flight mode. If you're anxious in that mode all the time, that can injure the gut even further. So to calm down, to meditate, do any activity where your heart rate is nice and less than 80. So if you wear a gadget, you can always look at the gadget and see, let's see. I see a lot of people 90, 100 on regular basis.
Yeah.
You have to de-stress. It's just that important.
Like you can't keep going.
No, it will burn you out.
Yeah. all these cardiac arrests that are happening with people at such a young age, especially post-COVID.
Yeah.
Do you
I mean,
think that
COVID
is?
has a lot to do with the vaccines. The COVID
Yeah.
itself had a lot to do with creating the toxic environment in your body, and people who have not dealt with that toxicity
Yes.
and are still working a lot. And young people are, achievers. They're like,
Hmm.
this is the
Hustle
time,
culture.
yeah, hustle type A personality.
Huh.
You know, those people definitely need to calm down. Take a break. I mean, I'm not saying don't work, but take a break. Do some form of physical movement. I've seen people driving, leaving work. Leaving for work at 8 in the morning, coming back at 8. So they'll say, "Oh, we don't have time to exercise." Well, take a break in the office and walk around.
Yeah. Another very unfortunate thing is that hormonal health. 1 in 3 women are
Yeah.
diagnosed with PCOS or PCOD. So can this be reversed with the right diet?
Of course, it can be reversed.
So what do you do if you
See, you
have
have
that
to.
diagnosis or infertility?
So what happens with PCOS, interestingly, is coming from the fact that your not only your female or male hormones are, women also have male hormones.
Yes.
So PCOS, the male
Yeah.
hormones go up and the female hormones go down. But the
Yeah.
initial starter of everything is insulin resistance.
Hmm.
That's how it starts. It goes into the body, the insulin is high, and you become resistant, and that's when the cysts start happening. It's not the other way around. So that is the most interesting thing. So when people come to me and say, "Oh, I was put on a pill for PCOD,"
Hmm.
I'm like, "Oh my God, no, don't do that. Fix the problem, fix the root cause. Why is insulin resistance coming? Because a lot of young people literally live on cold coffee. It's sugar, it's milk. Milk has growth hormone naturally, and coffee is caffeine again,
Yeah.
stimulating you for no reason.
Yeah.
And that becomes a meal for a lot of people. So PCOD is totally a thing of lifestyle and can be reversed, because till it becomes the cyst,
Yeah.
if it's many cysts, I don't promise that will be reversed. But if it's just a single cyst starting out,
Yeah.
address the insulin resistance.
I love that. And एक और मेरे को आपसे बात पूछनी थी because I've tried it at your clinic are your IV drips. आजकल बहुत ये IV drips are really in fashion, hangover drip and for like anti-aging. But आप भी NutriFit clinic में you have IV drips, तो किसको लेनी चाहिए actually IV drips?
आईवी ट्रिप जो होती है वो एक एड ऑन होता है आपकी असली में जो आप जिंदगी जी रहे हो, और कई बार हम विद एज या किसी बीमारी की वजह से कुछ चीज़ों को खो बैठते हैं बॉडी में, तो उनको रिप्लेस करने के लिए आईवी इज़ द फास्टेस्ट वे, क्योंकि जल्दी चला जाता है, सीधा खून में जाता है, अंदर डाइजेशन का कोई इशू नहीं है, तो सीधा ब्लड में जाता है और आपको कोई भी एंगल से आप बेटर फील कर सकते हो, क्योंकि अगर आपके अंदर कोई चीज़ नहीं है, वो हम आपको आईवी के थ्रू दे रहे हैं, आपको इंस्टेंटली फील होगा कि ये बॉडी मेरी मिस कर रही थी। तो वो चाहे वो मल्टीविटामिन हो, चाहे वो गट के रिलेटेड आईवी हो, चाहे वो आईवी हो आपका एनर्जी के लिए, एक एनर्जी के लिए भी आईवी होता है, माइग्रेन्स के लिए, तो कई औरतों को ना सारा दिन दर्द रहता है बॉडी में, दर्द रहता है बस, मेनोपॉजल औरतें हैं जिनको बॉडी में वो हाँ, और पेन, दे डोंट हैव दैट एनर्जी टू इवन गेट अप एंड डू थिंग्स, तो वो मेनोपॉजल ड्रिप्स भी है। तो वो मेनोपॉज के लिए अगर आप किसी को दे दो तो इमेजिन लाइक हम दोबारा से यंग फील कर सकते हैं, राइट? So
like you get revitalized.
Yeah, you revitalize. So there are many IV drips. There is weight loss, there's for gut health, there's Myers cocktail, it's called. It's like a multivitamin kind of drip, like boosts you up. There is vitamin D shots, B12 shots, and then there is IV drip called NAD, which is literally, I use it for a lot of people for sort of addictions, whether it's food, whether it's drugs, alcohol, and and dyslipidemia, high cholesterol.
Okay. Because many, the first time I heard of IV drips was when people told me, "Oh God, we were very hungover." And the next day,
hangover
we
IV is another one.
Right? It is. It's a
yeah,
trend.
it's there. No,
It's a
it's
trend.
so what happens with hangover IVs is most people get a hangover on a Saturday night,
Yeah.
right? And we were not open on Sundays. Now we are. We opened on Sundays for the hangover drips initially.
Okay.
Yeah, people
So
would
it's a
say
thing.
like, and we do have people going home in a certain mile radius. We don't
Yeah.
send people away too far, so we can give hangover drips, and they really help you get over the hangover and hydrate yourself and stuff. Because people are vomiting and they have headaches and we all know what hangover is. Like I've had it. Yeah.
I love that. तो हमने weight gain की बहुत बातें की, and I saw your Instagram recently. There was your reel that went viral
Yeah, it
because
did
it was
go
like
viral.
एक question मुझसे सब पूछ रहे हैं that how did Randeep, and for everybody who doesn't know, Randeep Hooda is Dr. Hooda's younger brother. How did Randeep lose 35 kgs so quickly for his new movie?
Yeah, he lost about 28.
28.
Yeah, I
अच्छा,
think some people overdo it.
न्यूज में
हाँ
35
ऐसे याद
लिखा था.
it's Chinese whisper. छोटे से शुरू होता है बड़ा हो जाता है. But yeah, he lost a lot of weight. But we have to understand, one, he's already a fit guy.
Yes.
So for him to lose weight was more difficult and unhealthy. But he wanted to do it because he's a method actor. So he said, अंजू तू करा दे नहीं तो मैं जा रहा हूँ किसी और के पास. As in नहीं. Then you better. Then my dad told him कि करना है तो बहन के supervision में होगा. And by chance I also landed the role. And yeah, so then I said, okay, I'm gonna be on the set anyway, and I'll keep you alive. You wanna lose weight? Lose weight, and I'll help you do it in a more healthier way. There can never be a healthier way, but there has to be something where he doesn't fall and he doesn't go into some kind of cardiac arrhythmias and stuff, because there's so much electrolyte imbalance that happens with such a fast weight loss. So we put him on, initially it was phases. I first put him on fasting.
Okay.
Intermittent fasting was easy for him to do. So once his intermittent fasting set in up to 16 to 18 hours, that's when in the eating window we started giving him fast mimicking diet, which is that you're still in a fasted mode. You're tricking your body to be in a fast mimicking mode.
Okay.
So, but in that, you have to be very careful how much you're eating, because fast mimicking diet is a very short term thing. It's not a way of life. So it's done for a very short period just to reset your body. It's actually quite detoxing. So we did that. And then after doing like a week of fast mimicking, we would come back to a little bit low carb, then go back into it. And once you've done so much of fast mimicking, like a week and intermittent fasting, you don't gain the weight so fast.
Yeah.
So he was then eating a little bit of good carbs and good fats and vegetables and protein. So keeping it a balance. But there were times in Anda when we were shooting, he wanted to look parched.
Because that's the role.
Yeah. But that can be done with makeup.
Acha.
But knowing Randeep how he is, I will look parched. Dry
so he didn't
lips.
drink?
He drink water also. I was so angry. I had to give him an IV drip, of course.
Yeah.
I said, okay, fine. But if you want to look facially and bodily parched, like, there's a way a parched person looks. Like the skin is turgor is gone.
Yeah.
So he wanted to look that part. And that was, I think, the most challenging day for us. There's a time of shoot where they're shooting in the sun, and the prisoners are not giving water. The guys would kick the matka and pani nahi tha. So he wanted to do it for real, and he had to crawl. He had to crawl to get water, and that was difficult. But yeah, it's unhealthy. But if you do it under a very tight supervision, it can be done, because therapeutically we do it for patients who are looking at a knee replacement or a bariatric surgery. So those 2 to 3 weeks of restriction can be done, and it's quite remarkable how much weight you can lose with that.
But also I asked you this question before we move ahead because we are also influenced by Bollywood.
Yeah.
And then we see like size zeros or Alia suddenly after her pregnancy is looking so thin. But and a lot of women put pressure on themselves, but they don't realize that, like in your case with Randeep or the other actors, they're all under supervision of a
Yeah.
lot of experts.
Yeah.
So we can't forget that. We can't just
Yeah.
starve ourselves.
I'm
That's
sure
the
everyone
reason.
has a physician or
Yeah.
a mentor
तो
who's
वो आप
teaching
it's
them.
like ये घर पे नहीं कर सकते हो आप. You
नहीं कर
can't
सकते,
mimic
करना ही नहीं
them.
चाहिए, cannot do it because
Yeah.
there's so much initially when the movie was not even released there was so much talk about the trailer, and then somebody, I don't know who put it on the media, oh he was eating I don't know god, one banana a day, one date a day or something, and milk. No, it wasn't true. So it was wrong of
Yeah.
anyone to say these irresponsible things because people then start trying,
Yeah.
and that's wrong.
Yeah. And so I find it very interesting that you're Randeep's elder sister. But now here, uh, he's your first director.
Yeah.
He's directing you in his directorial debut.
Yeah.
So how was that dynamics? How did
So
that play
I
out on
immediately
set?
turned into a director's actor.
Really?
I forgot that he's my brother
अच्छा.
because घर पे तो I can get but
छोटा
there
भाई
हाँ
है.
छोटा है
हाँ.
और हमारी लड़ाइयाँ भी बहुत होती थी पहले.
हाँ.
So I've always been the elder, of course, like a brother to him. And with Randeep, when he was on the set, he was a very professional director, and me being a sister, I'd never showed it to him that I'm not liking what he's saying. So if he said, Anju, sit straight. So because I have a tendency to slouch, right? So I would just go, okay, done. And he would say, do this, say this line in this way, and then he would change the lines. मैंने रटा हुआ था, he would change the lines. नहीं ये line ठीक नहीं लग रही, अब ये वाली line बोलनी है. And then you are like, okay, then you take a moment, okay, रटने की तो आदत पड़ी जाती है medical field में तो. There was one scene in the movie where he told me ऐसे करना है. Night before we discussed, it was I had to speak some French and some English. I was more English speaking in the movie.
Okay.
And he said ये करना है तुझे. I was a long paragraph, and whole night I sat down and learned it. And the next day when we did the whole scene, first take, and Randeep was amazed. He said मुझे direct ही नहीं करना पड़ा. And he had that respect for me, more respect for me, that
Wow.
my sister pulled off this long scene in first take.
I love that. But have you ever acted
Oh, I
before
used to
this?
do that in school and college. I was into theater, yeah, but not a big. We would do small plays.
In the movie Veer Savarkar, it's a movie about revolutionary freedom fighters, and you are playing the role of Bikaji Kama.
Yeah.
She was such a strong woman ahead of her times. So, आपने क्या prep की to become her, essentially?
So my prep was based on a lot of things that Randeep was explaining to me, and we talk every day. And first, when he told me the script itself, the patriotic self of mine rose. I became very patriotic, really, because the script was so well written. And then I had to read a book on Bikaji Kama.
Okay.
And I had never known that Bikaji Kama place in Delhi was named after
Can I be
her.
honest? When I was prepping for this interview,
Yeah.
and when I was like, okay, Dr. Hooda played Bikaji, वो Bikaji Kama में, it was the same for me.
Yeah.
कि मैं cross करती हूँ. Who, unfortunately, and I'm being very candid, I had to go research that.
Yeah. You have
Who
to
is
research.
she?
There's
And then I was
hardly
like,
any pictures of her.
and then I was like, oh my God, what a woman.
Yeah. So I read that book. I forget the author, and I read that book. It's still in my office. I nicely put it in my desk. I read the whole book. I understood the woman she was. I understood her motherly love for her country, where she was the matron of India House in London. And she would spend all her money taking care of these young freedom fighters who would come there, who were smuggling guns, to India that time, to obviously do the armed revolution. So that was, it wasn't difficult. It was just you had to feel that way. And the set was so good. and all the young revolutionaries around, and there's a picture of me with all of these men and me in the middle, and I'm the only woman there, and I'm sort of their mother, you
So
know.
you're like the matriarchal
Yeah,
figure.
yeah, yeah. So it
Nice.
was, I think Randeep is just a very good director.
And first, we all have to go and see the movie in the
Yeah, it's
theater.
37 days in running.
Oh wow!
And we've got
Congratulations!
amazing reviews. IMDb's 9 out of 10.
Wow.
And even on Book My Show, you see the reviews are so many reviews. The percentage of liking is also much higher than many movies. And I feel there's no competition for the movie. It's one in itself. It's larger than screen, and has to be seen in the hall because of the background score, which touches you.
What did you feel when you I'm sure you've seen Randeep's movies, but
Yeah.
when you saw yourself on the big screen for the
Oh, I
first
was
time?
embarrassed. Like, my God. I said,
Like ऐसे?
I was like this. I said, oh God. Because first, it wasn't looking like me.
Huh.
Yeah. It wasn't looking like who I am. I was in a Parsi sari with a palla. Yeah, zero makeup, not even a foundation.
Oh.
Yeah, and little bit aged. So for me, when I looked at myself, it doesn't look because people don't recognize me. I'm like, Randeep, what have you done? तो पहचानते ही नहीं है. So, but it's fine. My aim was never to be recognized as an actor because I'm a doctor. So, but playing a part in a movie is something that's added more to my resume, so to say, and it was a good experience.
I love that. On a lighter note, I want to ask you, Randeep is one of the most suave, hottest hunks of Bollywood. But you know what is the content that goes most viral? Is when he's talking in Haryanvi.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
today on Because She Can ka set, I want to ask you, can you say a few lines for us in your mother tongue?
Yeah, I'd be very glad to. I'm very good at it. पर छोरी बोल लूं के न्यू तो बता दे बोल लूं के
कुछ भी जो भी आपका मन
जो
करे.
मेरे मन में मैंने एक बात तो कहनी पड़ेगी. इस सेट पे आकर मैंने जो खुशी हो रही है इससे पहले नहीं हुई. हम औरतां के पक्ष में कुछ कर रहा और हम चाहवा कि औरतें जो हमारे गांव में है हमारे कुनबे की औरतें भी ऊपर आवे, अपनी बात ना धरे, अपने आप की अपना ख्याल रखे और अपने आप को दबावे नहीं, पल्लू में ना छुपा कर रखे. बस पल्लू में छुपते ही ना औरत का वजूद गति घट जाए.
I love that. I love it. Thank you so much for that. And we have a little rapid fire round for you. So, my first question to you is, of course, what's your guilty pleasure treat you just can't resist?
It'll be aloo ka paratha.
My next question to you is, what is the weirdest food combination you have tried and liked?
My daughter does a lot of this Korean combinations and sushi with Nutella. That happened.
Sweet
And
sushi.
it was weird that I liked it. Yeah, I think, and it's a weird combination. I don't think anything. Nobody should try it, but I love it.
That is weird. And my next question to you: if you could have a dinner party with 3 historical figures, who would they be, and what would you serve them?
I think I would want Churchill. I'd want Gandhi ji. And I'd want
Nelson Mandela.
Yeah,
Very
Nelson
politically charged people.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
क्या खिलाएंगे आप इनको?
सबको उनके अलग देश का cuisine.
If you could, have a signature smoothie named after you, what would you name it, and what would the ingredients be?
A definite ingredient in my smoothie would be berries.
Okay.
And all the berries.
Yum. Yeah.
Because I like the phytonutrients. I would want some kind of fat in it, whether it's avocado or almond butter or badam itself. And I would want maybe a shot of vodka in it. Or tequila.
Secret ingredient.
Or tequila. A shot of tequila in it.
Yeah.
I mean, being a doctor, I shouldn't say all that, but yeah, it has
But
to be a
it's your
joke. Yeah, it has
signature
no, it has
smoothie.
to be a, and it would say Dr. A's / non-alcoholic.
We'll give alcohol to people but not tell them.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you, Dr. Hooda, for joining us on the set. And before I let you leave, this is the Because She Can set. And I want to ask you, what does the hashtag Because She Can mean to you?
There is a world out there for women which we don't explore because पहले बाप दबाता है, फिर पति, फिर बच्चे. So because she can, she should, because there's so much out there. Don't limit yourself by people who try. I mean, they don't try, but it's just in our DNA. We live in a patriarchal society, but because she can, she can explore the world and do so much, whatever she can want. Every woman should be able to do whatever she wants. She wants to skydive. मेरी गांव की किसी लड़की को लेके आते, skydive करनी है तेरे को, चल. I mean, it has to be like that. It has to be because she can do anything
Which she wants to.
what she wants to do.
I love that. Thank you for your honesty, your candidness, and your humor.
Thank you so much for having me.